Imagine free falling a few stories, safely landing and continuing on your way, or maybe putting a couple flips and spins in between the jump and the landing. Sounds fantastical, but that's just some parkour and free running. Now, to some, that may be far fetched or even impossible, but you'd be surprised at what the human body is actually capable of, especially through parkour. Listening to me today presents you with the opportunity of being able to learn how to do those things, provides healthy benefits. And how am I so sure of this? Well, I was a cheerleader for 6 years, and I slowly converted over to parkour and free running, and now I'm currently an ambassador for Real Cameras for the sport. Parkour is a functional, healthy discipline, and it promotes well-being and general health. So today I'm going to cover what parkour and free running is, the differences between parkour and free running, and also the benefits parkour and free running provide. So I'll begin today with explaining what parkour and free running are. So what is parkour? Parkour, as we know today, originated in France with the help of a few people. One being a young Raymond Bell, who was inspired by the teachings of Georges Herbert. His teachings were called the natural method. Georges Herbert was a military man in the around World War I. And he wrote these teachings that consisted of some core basics like swimming, running, lifting, self-defense, things of that nature, and they eventually evolved into parkour. And Raymond Bell took those teachings and applied them to his life in his military firefighting career. And from Raymond Bell, David Bell, his son, he started to learn the teachings and was very impressed and inspired by his father. Some of you may have seen David Bell in some movies. District B13 is one. It's kind of a parkour movie in general. And David Bell and the group he was in started making parkour more mainstream with things like Jump London, which is a parkour documentary. Also in the group that David Bell was in is Sebastian Falcan. He was a part of this group, this original core group. But Sebastian, he had some different ideals. He started carving his own path inside of parkour and made it into free running. And this is where the split between parkour and free running began. It was caused by the varying beliefs of the different members of the group. And eventually David Bell and Sebastian Falcan were associated with the major two different sides, parkour and free running. The best example being Bell. Bell is an advocate for pure parkour, efficiency from going to point A to point B. Trying to get there as fast as you can using only the body and overcoming any obstacles in your way and adapting to your environment. Falcan is more associated with the opposite, with creating your own path, with adding imagination and creativity inside of your parkour to develop what's known as flow, which is kind of a style and fluidity within your movements. And each traceur being a person who practices parkour, has their own opinion though. Paul Whitecotton, for example, he says, it's like one of those things where you just feel like you're right doing it. You feel at peace with yourself. So to him, it's almost like an inner peace, like it needs to be done. So no matter what your reason for doing parkour is, there are still some main facts that it's good for your health. Parkour offers many health benefits, both mental and physical. Although being obviously physically demanding, parkour is much more of a mental challenge than physical. That's part of what the discipline embodies. Training your mind to allow your body to function how it's needed, whether you're trying to do a flip, a jump to a handrail, known as a precision jump. There are mental blocks and fears involved when trying to overcome something like this. Now, more obviously, the physical benefits being getting stronger, faster, more agile. Parkour increases these things greatly, and unlike the popular belief, you don't have to actually be in parkour to learn these things, to gain the benefits. You learn these things and pick them up as you keep practicing your parkour. And the next thing is you obviously learn discipline from parkour. It's very mind straining, and you build up your confidence, you build up many other emotions while training parkour, and it actually becomes applicable to your life. So we've gone over quite a bit so far, starting with the origin of parkour, the split between parkour and free running. We talked about David Bell, Sebastian Falcan, and the benefits that they all provide that you get from parkour. So next time you're out in a park or maybe taking out a nature stroll, take a few moments and just let your body move around in the environment. You'll be surprised at what you're actually able to do. And just move and remember these words from David Bell. Open your mind because you can gain freedom through it.